I like Brandon Scherf if they can not re-sign Lakin and move Banks to the left. Brandon Scherf is really good. He'd probably be expensive too, no? Probably an upgrade overall. Jonathan Jones for New England in the slot. Thank you for some names. Names are good. Yeah, I think the Niners are, if it ain't Lakin, it's going to be someone else very expensive. So probably going to stick with Lakin.
That Niner guy is very tapped in to draft material. So I would make note of these names. He was on the call-in show last night on my program, and very insightful dude. I like the idea of being able to move Banks back to the left, because that could have been a part of what was the issue. I do have to question, though, whether now you're into messing with the guy, right? Like we did with Jimmy Ward, where it's like, well, you're going to be here. No, we're going to put you back over here. Eventually, you just got to let him settle in. But if this is the move that lets him settle in on the left, I like that creativity.
And he says Jonathan Jones in the slot. Everyone check out Jonathan Jones. If that Niner guy said it, I would check it out. Sacktown Izzy said the tight end coach did not develop a single tight end. George Kittle was a 5th-round pick. What are you talking about? Jimmy has missed Kittle over the middle several times this season. Now it's time for Kittle to face reality and see a quarterback who actually takes shot down the field. Yeah, I mean, hold on. I'm not sure that you can say that John Emery didn't develop any tight ends, but if that's what they felt, that he was a bad tight end coach, then why would you want to keep him as a tight end coach? Then fire him. Don't offer him anything. But that's not what happened. They were like, we want you as our tight end coach, but we want to make someone else the assistant head coach and give that money to them. It seemed to me like if they wanted to do that, then we could say, look. Here's the way. Here's how you handle it. Look, John, we need to give this title to someone else for the XYZ reasons. And I know it's not what you want to hear, but don't worry, we're not going to slash your salary. We're not going to do that to you. You've worked for us for 5 years. We appreciate what you do. We got to give this guy a raise. He's going to leave if we don't do this, but we're going to give you a raise. It's nothing. It's peanuts to them. They're worth $4 billion. Why do you want to cut his salary? What is that? To me, that's like, was there an argument? Is like what? That's almost personal at that point. I don't see why you would do that. And it's like, I think some fans have said, well, all position coaches are paid the same. I don't think they are. There's not a pay scale for position.
Chris Kosarek is not paid the same. He is well compensated.
There's no reason to say you got to take a 60% pay. Just keep paying him what he's worth unless he's not good, and then say you're not coming back. The middle ground seems to me just a slap in the face.
Because the other side of that is the team arguing, well, we're removing some responsibilities from his plate, right? But the reality of that is he's not going to work fewer hours. This is the NFL. This is coaching. The dude probably works, 130 hours a week or something ridiculous like that. And he's going to continue to need to work at that pace. I agree. Overall, in the scheme of things, it was more of a public relations nightmare, worth the money just to pay him that salary going forward, unless you wanted to move on. And in that case, why did you choose to insult him? Why not just say, hey, listen, all due respect, we're going in a different direction?
Yeah. All I can think is if my employer said, hey, look, we're slashing your salary by 60%. To me, I'm taking that as we're hoping you quit. Like no one would expect you to stay after that. And if you did, they wouldn't respect you. You wouldn't respect you. I mean, it'd be a very weird work dynamic. So it's pretty much someone inviting you to quit. Like, we're not going to fire you for whatever reason, but dude, please don't come back. You can't accept this, right? This is an offer you can't accept. That's what I'm thinking. AA and Kittle, only ones who can trade post-June 1 and save hella money. Problem is post-June doesn't help for winning this year. It nets future picks. Right. That's true. That is true. You could trade player for player.
Right.
Player for player. That's a good point. Jesse. See, I know who that is.
Jesse Naylor.
14th pick, 29th pick for Trey. Not bad so far. What do you think? 14th pick, 29th pick for Trey. Not bad so far. Is that what it's cost him? The 14th pick last year. Yes. It was the 12th, I want to say. It
was the 12th.
12th. So the 12th last year, the 29 this year. That's true. That is true.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
And let's consider this. It's not improbable to believe, had Trey Lance stayed at North Dakota State, they would have gone 16-0 again. That is not a far-fetched reality to throw out there. Had he stayed, he would be the #1 overall draft pick this year. I guarantee it.
I think so too, because right now everyone's getting really excited about Malik Willis, who might be Trey Lance. Maybe. That's sort of how, maybe. The offense shouldn't be predicated on just one man. Yeah, and I think with Trey Lance, you're going to see the Niners take what the defense gives them. Some weeks they'll pass, some weeks they'll run. But the way defense was selling out to stop the run in the playoffs and the Niners kept running into it, I don't think they're going to have to do that anymore. But maybe I'm wrong. This is a stacked edge rushing class. Boy, Niners can get Boy Mafi. I should know. In the third round, cornerback should be priority in the second round. Darian Kendrick and Martin Emerson. Thank you for throwing out names.
I like that.
Pre-combine.
Have 2 second rounders because I think we're getting Jimmy for a second. So I think you can grab both an edge and a cornerback in the second.
Let me tell you how. There's 3 different ways to cover the draft. There's like most journalists, you just wait until the combine, you see the 40-yard dash times, and then you start learning people. There's the dedicated people who start learning in the Senior Bowl, and then there's people who really watch college football. I don't watch college football. I don't know about you. As Quentin Tarantino said in Pulp Fiction, I don't want to get divorced. Okay, so I don't watch college football. I don't want to get divorced. Don't Jimmy me Jules. Can we draft a head coach? Yikes. Kyle, that was funny. I liked it, though. I liked it. Brandon,
I can't understand a head coach that turned around a team from 3-5 to get to the NFC Championship game. The fact that the fan base, a portion of them, still would rather get rid of him, it boggles my mind.
Dude, this is the team that won their first 5 appearances in the Super Bowl. This fan base has no patience for high-level losers.
True
and
that.
It's probably why a large part of the fan base wasn't mad when Harbaugh left. They didn't expect it to get that bad afterward, but a lot of people were like, you know what, dude, you had 3 chances. You're never going to do it. And, he probably won't ever do it. He can't do it in Michigan.
Yeah.
There are high-level losers in life. And I'm not saying Kyle is that. But Andy Reid was that for a long time.
Right. They are that until they're not, is kind of my stance on it. People are capable of growth. And I think that's what folks who wanted to get rid of Harbaugh or want to get rid of Kyle Shanahan are failing to realize is you've got the core of what you really want there. You just need a little bit more in certain areas, and he's capable of that growth. It's just a question of whether he will.
Let's stay there, though. The growth needed is very specific. Like, don't give away double-digit point leads in the fourth quarter of the biggest game of your season. That's the growth, right? And it's crazy.
Well, that's the problem. I don't know if that's the growth is what characteristics would get him beyond that, but that is the problem.
That's the problem. And whatever growth is necessary for that to stop happening was crazy. It's happened 3 times now.
Yeah.
And after each time, he's asked, is there anything you would do differently? And every time he says, well, with the benefit of hindsight, absolutely. But without the benefit of hindsight, no, there's nothing I would do differently. And as long as he has that attitude, I don't see how you can expect the necessary growth in that particular area for that to not. It seems like it's going to keep happening unless he is honest with himself at a certain point.
Right. That's what you have to hope, is that he's just saying that to the camera, but internally he's like, man, I got to fix this shit.
That's the hope. But for my 5 years covering Kyle, I think he's being quite honest. I don't think he blames himself.
Could be.
And it's like, Kyle, how do you blame anyone else for the fact that Debo got 1 touch in the fourth quarter of the NFC Championship game and no touches in the fourth quarter of the Super Bowl? How do you blame anyone but yourself? Why would you blame anyone but yourself? That is more in your control than anyone else. Yeah.
Should not be blaming anyone but yourself.
Thank you, James. One more. Embry tight ends, Tony Gonzalez, Chris Cooley, Huber, Kittle, Dwelly. Yeah, man. I mean, like,
that's a long list.
You're really telling me that this guy with all his years of experience just isn't good?